Ladies and gentlemen, champions are not born, they are made. They are forged in the fires of discipline, perseverance, and unshakable belief. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who merely exist is not talent, not luck, not connections, but mindset. Today, I'm going to share with you the essential principles that define the mindset of champions. Principles that, if embraced, will elevate you from ordinary to extraordinary. Let's begin. Champions win in their minds before they ever step onto the battlefield. Long before the crowd cheers. Before the results are set in stone. Before the world acknowledges their greatness. They have already seen it. They have walked through the victory in their minds, felt the weight of the trophy in their hands, and heard the echoes of their own triumph. It isn't luck, and it isn't chance. It's a decision to see it before it happens, to believe in it before the world gives them permission. Most people wait. They wait for signs, for proof, for certainty. But champions don't wait. They create. They see themselves standing on the podium before they ever take the first step. They condition their minds to expect success, not hope for it. And when the moment of challenge arrives, they are not surprised. They are not overwhelmed because they have already lived it. The mind has already traveled the road. So when the body follows, there is no hesitation. Too many people let their current reality dictate their vision. They see obstacles and call them permanent. They see difficulty and assume it means they are not meant for greatness. But champions operate differently. They don't deny reality, but they refuse to be controlled by it. They use their vision to pull themselves forward, to reshape the future before it even arrives. Because here's the truth, if you can't see it, you won't achieve it. If you don't believe it's possible for you, it never will be. Think about the greats, the ones who changed history, the ones who shattered limits and redefined what was possible. Do you think they waited for someone to tell them they could? No. They saw it before anyone else did. They saw the invention before it was built, the movement before it was embraced, the victory before it was won. And because they saw it, they moved toward it with a conviction so strong that nothing could shake it. Vision is more than just imagination. It is power. It is fuel. It is the driving force that separates those who achieve from those who only dream. When you see yourself succeeding, when you truly believe it deep within your soul, your actions begin to align with that vision. You make different choices, you develop different habits, you move with a different energy. You start living as if success is inevitable. And when you do that, the world has no choice but to catch up. So the question is, what do you see? What do you allow yourself to believe is possible? Because your life will always follow your vision. If you see yourself failing, struggling, or stuck, that is exactly where you will stay. But if you see yourself rising, winning, becoming the person you were meant to be, then that is the path you will walk. Champions don't wait for proof. They don't wait for permission. They see it before it happens and then they make it real. And that is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Champions don't drift. They don't wake up wondering what the day will bring. They don't leave their future to chance. They move with intention, with clarity, with purpose. Because purpose is the engine that drives everything. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning with fire in your heart and determination in your step. It's what keeps you going when the road gets tough, when the obstacles seem endless, when every excuse to quit is right in front of you. Without purpose, even the most talented, the most skilled, the most intelligent will eventually lose their way. But with purpose, even the smallest effort becomes powerful. Even the tiniest step forward matters. Look around and you'll see people who have ability, potential, intelligence, but they are stuck. They move through life aimlessly, unsure of why they do what they do. They work jobs they don't care about, chase things that don't fulfill them, and wonder why they feel empty, not because they lack talent, but because they lack direction. Purpose gives meaning to every action. It turns work into a mission, effort into impact, struggle into significance. When you live with purpose, every challenge becomes fuel, every setback becomes a lesson, and every victory becomes a stepping stone towards something greater. Champions understand this. They don't waste time questioning whether the journey is worth it. They know their why. They don't just show up, they show up with intention. They are driven by purpose. When you have purpose, discipline becomes effortless. You don't need motivation to push you because your purpose pulls you. You don't need someone reminding you to stay focused because your mission is too important to ignore. When you truly know why you do what you do, distractions lose their power, doubt loses its grip, and fear becomes irrelevant. So the question is, do you have purpose? Do you wake up with clarity, knowing exactly what you're working toward? Or are you wandering, hoping that someday you'll stumble into something meaningful? Because here's the truth. If you don't define your purpose, life will define it for you. And more often than not, that definition will be smaller than what you're truly capable of. Champions don't leave their purpose to chance. So decide. Decide that your life will have purpose. Decide that your work will mean something. Decide that you will move with intention, with clarity, with passion, because once you do, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not doubt, nothing. And that is what makes a champion. Life is not easy, and champions know this better than anyone, but they do not expect it to be. They do not complain when the road gets rough, when obstacles appear, when things don't go as planned, because they understand something most people don't. Obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to prepare you. They are not barriers, they are lessons. Every challenge, every setback, every hardship carries within it the seed of something greater. And those who understand this do not crumble under pressure, they rise. Most people see difficulties and stop. They tell themselves the path is too hard, the goal is too far, the mountain is too high. But champions see something different. They see opportunity where others see struggle. They see growth where others see failure. They know that every difficulty is shaping them, refining them, making them stronger, wiser, better. They do not ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this teaching me? You see, life will test you. It will push you. It will throw obstacles in your way, not to break you, but to build you. Because every challenge you face is a chance to develop the resilience, the strength, the character required to reach the next level. And if you cannot handle obstacles, you cannot handle success. Success is not given to those who wait for an easy path. It is earned by those who fight through the hard one. Think about the stories of greatness. The champions, the leaders, the pioneers. Did they have an easy road? Did they reach the top without struggle? No. They faced rejection, failure, doubt, and fear, but they kept going. They used every obstacle as a stepping stone, every setback as a setup for a greater comeback. Because they knew that the question was never, will I face challenges? The question was always, how will I respond? And that is the key. Not avoiding obstacles, but learning how to turn them into fuel. Not fearing struggle, but embracing it as part of the journey. Because every challenge you overcome adds to your strength. Every difficulty you push through gives you more confidence. And when you face the next battle, you don't wonder if you can win. You know you can. Champions do not run from adversity. They run toward it. They welcome it. They understand that the fire that burns away the weak also forges the strong. So when difficulties come, and they will, remember this, you have a choice. You can see the obstacle as a reason to quit, or you can see it as a reason to grow. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. Because in the end, it is not the easy moments that define you. It is the battles, the struggles, the times you refuse to back down. That is what makes a champion. That is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. And when you understand that, nothing can stop you. A dream without action is nothing more than a fantasy, a wish, a hope. And hope, as powerful as it is not a strategy. Champions understand this. They know that success doesn't come to those who wait, hesitate, or overanalyze. It comes to those who move. Those who take bold, decisive, relentless action. Because nothing changes until you do. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, the ideal circumstances. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is no right time. There is only now. Champions don't sit back hoping that success will knock on their door. They step forward and take it. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for certainty. They move. And in moving, they make things happen instead of wondering what could have been. How many people do you know who have great ideas, but never act on them. People who talk about what they're going to do, but never do it. They have the talent, the intelligence, the resources, but they lack the most important ingredient, execution. And that is why they remain stuck, frustrated, wondering why success always seems to belong to someone else. It's not because they can't do it. It's because they won't take the massive action required to make it happen. Champions don't just set goals, they attack them. They wake up every day with a sense of urgency, knowing that time is the most valuable asset they have. They don't waste days, they don't waste hours, they don't even waste minutes, because every second spent hesitating is a second lost forever. They know that action builds confidence, while inaction breeds doubt. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. The more you hesitate, the more fear creeps in. But the moment you take that first step, everything changes. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be flawless. It just has to start. Champions understand that progress is better than perfection, and they refuse to let overthinking become their enemy. They make a decision, they take action, they learn, they adjust, and they keep moving forward. No excuses, no delays, no second guessing. The world belongs to the doers, not the talkers. The winners are not the ones who had the best plan, but the ones who had the courage to act on it. Every great success story started with a single step, a step taken not because the person was ready, but because they refused to wait any longer. So stop waiting, stop overanalyzing, stop letting fear and doubt steal your future. Take massive, relentless action. Move forward with urgency. Execute with intensity. Because your destiny is not something you wait for, it's something you create. And champions don't hope for success. They make it happen. Motivation is a powerful force, but it's fleeting. It comes in waves, rising high when we feel inspired, but just as easily slipping away when the excitement fades. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire. Champions understand this deeply. They know that true success doesn't come from the rush of motivation. It comes from the quiet, consistent power of discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done, not because you feel like it, but because it is the right thing to do, because it is what will move you closer to your goal, day after day, no matter how you feel. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you going when your emotions fail you, when doubt creeps in, when the world seems to be pushing you backward. It's easy to show up when you're excited, when everything feels right, when the conditions are perfect. But champions show up even when they're tired, when the day is long, when the results aren't immediate, when the reward seems far out of reach. They do what needs to be done not because it's easy, but because they know that their future self will thank them for it. You see, success is not built in the grand moments of inspiration. It's not built in the flashes of brilliance or the bursts of energy that come and go. Success is built in the small, seemingly insignificant decisions you make every day. It's in the choice to get up early and put in the work. It's in the decision to push through discomfort and keep going when every part of you wants to quit. It's in the discipline to keep your promises even when no one is watching. These small, consistent actions done over time create the foundation for success. Every morning, champions make a choice. They choose discipline over comfort, excellence over mediocrity, focus over distraction. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They don't rely on it to push them forward. They know that if they leave their success in the hands of motivation, they are at the mercy of their emotions, their circumstances, and their moods. But when they choose discipline, they are in control. Discipline is their anchor. It's what keeps them steady when the storms of life try to knock them off course. This is where most people fall short. They start strong, fired up by the idea of success. But when the hard work sets in, when the excitement fades, they slow down, they procrastinate, they give in to their comfort zones. And that's where the difference is made. Champions understand that the real work begins when motivation fades. That's when discipline takes over. And it's this discipline, the ability to keep pushing, keep growing, keep improving, even when it's difficult, that separates the successful from the rest. So ask yourself, what decisions are you making every day? Are you choosing comfort or discipline? Are you choosing mediocrity or excellence? Because success doesn't come from waiting for the right moment. It comes from showing up, doing the work, and committing to the process day after day, no matter how you feel. And that is how champions are made. The words you speak to yourself have the power to shape your reality. They can either lift you up or pull you down. The thoughts you allow to occupy your mind will direct your actions and determine your performance. Champions understand this principle better than anyone else. They know that their inner dialogue is not just a reflection of their beliefs, it is the driving force behind everything they achieve. They do not entertain self-doubt, negativity, or limiting beliefs. They refuse to let their minds be consumed by thoughts that undermine their potential. Instead, they speak to themselves in ways that empower, uplift, and propel them forward. You see, most people spend their lives trapped by the stories they tell themselves. They tell themselves they aren't good enough, that they aren't capable, that success is for someone else. They carry around limiting beliefs like heavy chains, preventing them from taking bold action and reaching their full potential. But champions? Champions know that the moment they begin to believe they are not enough, they stop trying. The moment they entertain thoughts of failure, they set themselves up to fall. Champions understand that if they want to achieve greatness, they must first master the language of their own mind. Every day, champions consciously choose their inner dialogue. They speak words of power, possibility, and potential. They program their minds for success. They tell themselves, I am capable, I am strong, I am unstoppable. These are not just affirmations, they are declarations of truth. They are the foundation upon which champions build their lives. They believe in their abilities. They trust in their strength. And because they believe it, they become it. The world we live in is full of distractions, negativity, and doubt. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to let external circumstances define who we are and what we're capable of. But champions do not let the world dictate their beliefs. They stand firm in their conviction that they are capable of achieving anything they set their minds to. They know that the only limits that exist are the ones they place on themselves. They know how people look at them determines how big they are. So they challenge their doubts, they push through their fears, and they silence the negative voices in their heads. This is not to say that champions never face obstacles, that they never feel doubt or fear. Of course they do. But they have learned the power of controlling their thoughts, of redirecting their minds to a place of strength and possibility. They have learned that what they think and say to themselves in the face of adversity will determine whether they rise or fall. And because they have mastered this inner dialogue, they rise every time. The key to unlocking your true potential is not found in external circumstances, in the things you can see and touch. It's found in the words you speak to yourself, the thoughts you choose to believe. So ask yourself, what are you telling yourself right now? Are you speaking words of empowerment? Are you affirming your strength, your capabilities, your potential? Or are you allowing negativity and doubt to dictate your path? The moment you change the way you speak to yourself, you change your life. Champions don't wait for the world to tell them they are worthy. They tell themselves, I am worthy. They don't wait for validation. They validate themselves. And because they believe in their own greatness, they manifest it in every action they take. When you master your inner dialogue, you master your destiny. And that is the power that champions wield. There's a vast difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It's not about talent, luck, or opportunity. It's about ownership. The average person blames the world for their failures. They point fingers at circumstances. They wait for others to change, and they look for someone or something to fix their problems. But champions take ownership of their lives. They do not make excuses. They do not complain. They do not waste time blaming their situation or their past. They understand that their destiny is in their hands, and they alone are responsible for how far they go. When things go wrong, the average person asks, why me? They search for reasons. They look for someone to blame, and they use their struggles as an excuse to quit or give less than their best. But champions don't waste time on questions like that. They don't get bogged down in the past. They don't dwell on mistakes or misfortunes. When something goes wrong, they ask, what's next? They immediately shift their focus to the solution, to what they can do to move forward. They look at challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, to adapt. The truth is, life will throw curveballs. Things won't always go as planned. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected challenges. But champions know that it's not the circumstances that determine success, it's how you respond to them. They know that every successful person has faced difficulties. Every champion has encountered failure. But what separates them from the rest is how they deal with it. Champions don't waste energy complaining about the unfairness of life. They don't wait for others to solve their problems. They take full responsibility for their actions, their progress, and their results. Owning your life means taking full accountability for everything, both the good and the bad. It means understanding that no one else can determine your success. It's not about the job you have, the family you were born into, or the opportunities you were given. It's about what you do with what you have. Champions take ownership, not only of their wins, but of their losses too. They don't make excuses. They don't blame their failures on the economy, the government, or the people around them. They know that if they want to succeed, they must first take responsibility for where they are and then take the necessary steps to move forward. Too many people hold themselves back because they're too busy making excuses. They think their circumstances are too difficult, their goals are too big, or they're not good enough. But champions don't let those thoughts control them. They take ownership of their dreams and their lives. They choose to act, to persist, and to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles in their path. They don't wait for a better time or a better circumstance. They take action right now. They make things happen because they know the one thing they can always control is their response. So the question is, what's your response going to be? Will you make excuses or will you take ownership? Will you blame your circumstances or will you take full responsibility for your success? Champions don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They take responsibility for their future and they never let anything stop them from achieving it. You've probably heard it said before that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And while that might sound like a simple statement, it holds a powerful truth. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either elevate you or hold you back. Champions understand this on a deep level. They know that the company they keep has a direct impact on their success. They don't surround themselves with doubters, complainers, or negative influences. They surround themselves with people who inspire them, challenge them, and push them to become the best version of themselves. Look around you. Are the people in your life encouraging you to grow, or are they dragging you down? Are they lifting you up? Are they the ones telling you all the reasons why something can't be done? Champions refuse to waste time with those who don't believe in the possibility of greatness. They know that negativity is contagious and they refuse to let it poison their minds. Instead, they seek out high achievers, mentors, and people who have the qualities they aspire to. They understand that success leaves clues, and those who have already achieved greatness are the ones who can show them the way. It's easy to get caught up in the comfort of familiar faces and old friends, but champions know that the people who were once good for them might no longer be the ones who push them forward. They understand that in order to grow, they must step outside their comfort zone and surround themselves with people who challenge them, who hold them accountable, and who force them to reach higher. They seek out mentors who have been where they want to go and learn from their experiences. They spend time with people who think big, who dream big, and who act big, because champions understand that greatness is contagious. When you're around greatness, you begin to see the world differently, you begin to think bigger, act bolder, and believe more deeply in your own potential. Success is not just about hard work, strategy, or talent. It's also about the relationships you cultivate. The people you surround yourself with will either encourage you to strive for more or keep you stuck in the same old patterns. Champions know that in order to achieve their goals, they must be in the right company. They must be surrounded by people who challenge their thinking, who push them to take action, and who believe in their ability to succeed, even when they may have doubts. So ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are the people in your life helping you become the person you want to be, or are they holding you back? Are they challenging you to grow, or are they content to stay where they are? If you want to be great, if you want to achieve extraordinary things, you must make the conscious decision to surround yourself with people who inspire greatness. Success is not a solo journey, it is a team effort, and the company you keep will determine how far you go. Champions know this, and they make sure they are always in the right company to find the clues that lead to their success. Failure. It's a word that many people dread, a word that makes others retreat and second-guess themselves. But champions Champions have a completely different relationship with failure. They don't fear it. They don't avoid it. They don't see it as a dead end, but rather as a detour, necessary part of the journey. Champions understand that failure is not something to be feared, but something to be. It is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process that leads to it. The average person gives up when they fail. They let it define them. They use it as an excuse to quit, to back off, to shrink from their dreams. But champions see things differently. They see failure as a lesson, as an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. They understand that every mistake carries with it a valuable lesson, and every setback is simply another step toward their ultimate victory. When champions fail, they don't see it as an end, but as a beginning, a chance to rise again with even more determination. You see, failure is not the enemy. The real enemy is quitting. The real enemy is giving up after one failure, one mistake, one setback. The real enemy is allowing fear and doubt to dictate your actions. Champions, however, stay relentless in the face of failure. They understand that failure is a temporary setback, not a permanent condition. When they face it, they don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" They ask, "What can I learn from this?" They look for the lesson, the growth, the opportunity within the struggle. And when they find it, they use it as fuel for their comeback. It's easy to stay committed when things are going well, when you're winning and everything is falling into place. But champions stay relentless when things aren't going well. They stay relentless when they're faced with challenges that seem insurmountable. They stay relentless when the road gets tough and the rewards seem far out of reach. Why? Because they know that failure is not final. They know that success is not a straight line. It's a series of twists, turns, setbacks, and comebacks. And every time they fail, they learn, they adapt, they get better, they fail forward. It's important to realize that no champion achieves greatness without failure. Every successful person has faced rejection, disappointment, and mistakes. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not whether they fail, it's how they respond to it. Champions respond by getting back up, by moving forward with even greater purpose, and by using every failure as stepping stones on their path to success. So the next time you face failure, don't see it as the end of your journey. See it as a sign that you're moving in the right direction. See it as a chance to learn, to grow, and to rise even higher than before. Champions fail forward. They keep moving, they keep pushing, and they never let failure stop them because they know that every setback is just a setup for a greater comeback. Stay relentless and keep moving forward. Success is waiting on the other side of your failure. Greatness is not something that happens by accident. It's not something you can achieve in a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months. True success takes time, effort, and an unwavering commitment to the long road ahead. Champions understand this better than anyone. They don't expect immediate results, and they certainly don't get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as they'd like. They know that success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about the long game, the steady, persistent effort that compounds over time to create something extraordinary. In a world that celebrates instant gratification, where people want quick results and fast rewards, champions stand apart. They don't look for shortcuts. They don't chase after the next quick fix. They understand that greatness is built through consistent action over time with dedication and patience. They are willing to work tirelessly even when they don't see immediate returns. They don't measure their progress by how fast things are happening. They measure their progress by how much they've learned, how much they've grown, and how much further they've come in their journey. Patience is a key trait of champions. They don't rush the process. They understand that success is not a destination, it's a journey. And along that journey, there will be struggles, setbacks, and obstacles. But champions know that these challenges are not signs to quit. They are simply part of the long game. They know that every challenge they face, every difficulty they overcome, brings them one step closer to their goal. They are willing to put in the work for as long as it takes, because they know that true success isn't about how fast you get there, it's about how you get there. The reality is most people give up when the results don't come quickly enough. They lose patience, they get discouraged. They see the road ahead as too long, too difficult, or too uncertain. But champions are different. They stay the course even when things are tough, They stay focused on the bigger picture. They understand that the most worthwhile goals are the ones that take time to achieve. They are in it for the long haul, not just for the short-term rewards. They know that while others might give up, they will be the ones standing at the finish line, victorious because they stayed the course. The long game requires persistence. It requires a relentless commitment to improvement, even when progress seems slow. Champions don't quit when the road gets rough. They press on. They know that consistency is the key to success. Each day they take small steps toward their goal, and over time those small steps add up to big results. They trust the process, and they trust that their hard work will eventually pay off. So remember this, greatness is not built overnight. It is the result of consistent effort, patience, and a willingness to put in the work, even when the results aren't immediate. Champions play the long game. They stay focused on their vision and they keep moving forward, knowing that victory is waiting for them at the finish line. Stay patient, stay persistent, and keep going. The long game is where true success is made. The mindset of a champion is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It is something you cultivate, strengthen, and refine every single day. The question is, are you ready to step up? Are you ready to adopt the mindset that will set you apart? The world is waiting for you to rise. Be bold, be relentless, be a champion.